Tight months aren't rare anymore. They're the new normal for so many families. Now, I still remember the first time that reality smacked me in the face. I was pregnant with my second son, driving my grandma over the mountain in November, toddler in the back when we slid off the road. We were safe, thank goodness, but the van wasn't, and the repair bill felt completely impossible. That moment made me realize how quickly life can shake your finances. But what I discovered afterward is what actually gets you through seasons like that, and it's not what most people think. Hi, my friend. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. I'm the owner of frozenpennies.com. I'm a financial coach and the author of the best-selling book, Fundamentally Frugal. I'll leave a link below. Now, that's exactly why I've pulled together a set of practical tools that actually help during these tight months that keep showing up. I call it my Frugal Girl Emergency Kit, and it's not what you might think it is. There's nothing extreme, nothing doomsday-ish, just simple real-life strategies that make it easier to stay calm, stretch what you have, and avoid panic spending. Today, I'm going to walk you through each one so you can build a version that fits your life, your budget, and your season if you feel like your life feels a little bit tighter than usual. Tight months don't just affect your budget, they affect your body, your sleep, your stress levels, everything. And if you're in midlife like I am, you already know your hormones don't always make things easier. That's why I've started looking for creative, affordable ways to fill that gap, which brings me to something I've personally been using since April and truly appreciate, MIDI Health, the sponsor of today's video. You know, for years I felt brushed off by doctors when I tried to explain what was happening in my body, the fatigue, the weight change, the sleep issues. It was always dismissed as just getting older. Finding MIDI felt like such a relief because for the first time, I felt seen and understood. MIDI is a virtual care clinic created by women for women, and they specialize in everything we deal with in midlife. Perimenopause, menopause, mood changes, sleep, skin, weight, all of it. Their clinicians actually listen. They can order labs, review your results, create a personalized plan, prescribe treatments when appropriate, and even coordinate with your existing doctor. Getting that level of care has been empowering. It's validating to finally have a team that understands this isn't in your head. It's your hormones and it's real. What I love is that MIDI goes beyond symptom management. I love having a clinician who actually listens and won't give up on me, even when things get challenging or really messy. I never feel dismissed. Their visits focus on long-term health and longevity, helping you feel clearer, stronger, and more like yourself again. Booking is so easy. You set up your account, enter your insurance, share your symptoms, and choose a time to meet your clinician. And there are no memberships or hidden fees. MIDI bills insurance just like any other provider. Over 90% of women report relief from symptoms like hot flashes, anxiety, and brain fog within a few months, which honestly makes sense when someone is finally listening. So whether you're not feeling your best or just want to stay proactive about your health, MIDI's clinicians are ready to help. Click the link in my description or go to trymidi.com/frozenpennies to book your virtual visit with a clinician who truly understands women's health. Let's talk about the physical things I rely on during tight months, the spending freeze. When I feel myself drifting into an overspend or mindless buying, I do what I like to call a spending freeze. It's not dramatic, it's just a short period where I hit pause on anything that isn't essential. No takeout, no browsing, no small treats that quietly drain the budget. The goal is to bring my attention back to the basics, remind myself what truly matters, and break that floating, disconnected feeling that happens when spending gets sloppy. A freeze might last 3 days or a week, just long enough to reset my habits and my mindset. My idea for a year-long spending freeze came from my niece during our holiday gathering Christmas 2017. That's where the Frozen Pennies name came from. Get it? Spending freeze, frozen pennies. It's funny, right? Spoiler, I did not finish the year, but I did start a pretty awesome small business. My mental pantry staples list. Now, one of the most useful things in my emergency kit is something incredibly simple. Having a mental list of inexpensive pantry staples I can always fall back on when money gets tight. I don't print it, I don't laminate it, and I don't tape it to my fridge. It's just a small set of ingredients I've learned to lean on over the years. During tight seasons, decision fatigue is real. Your brain is stressed. You're trying to stretch dollars, and even coming up with meals can feel a whole lot of overwhelming. Having a few always works pantry ingredients in your back pocket removes that pressure. I already know which foods can stretch for multiple meals, which ones are the most affordable, and which ones help me get dinner on the table without stressing or overspending. Now, this is something everyone can create for themselves, even if your list looks different than mine. The power isn't in the ingredients, it's in having a plan already sitting in your mind. The old-fashioned cash cushion. Another part of my kit is a tiny stash of quarters or emergency small bills tucked away in a drawer. Now, this sounds like something your grandmother would tell you to do, and honestly, she'd be right. There have been so many moments in life when that little stash saved me. Parking meters, laundry emergencies, school requests, a toll I forgot about, or just needing a few dollars in cash when everything else feels tight. This isn't about creating a secret fund. It's about removing small obstacles that create big stress when money feels already tight. Having a few dollars tucked away isn't going to solve a financial crisis, but it creates a little breathing room. And when you're in a tight spot, breathing room is everything. The use it up basket. One of the most helpful tools in my emergency kit is what I call my use it up basket. This is literally just a regular basket from around the house or some kind of a box or container, nothing fancy, nothing aesthetic, that becomes the home of anything that needs to be used before I buy more. During tight months, the temptation to run to the store is strong. You feel like you need more groceries or you need new cleaning products or you ran out of something important. But half the time, there's plenty to use at home. You just can't see it. The baskets help me see it. It becomes a visual reminder that I already have resources. There are leftovers to repurpose, freezer odds and ends to turn into meals, produce that needs to be eaten, half-used products that work perfectly fine together. It's the simplest habit, but stops so many unnecessary purchases. And again, this is something anyone can recreate with whatever basket, bin, or bag they already own. A small gift stash for surprise moments. Another piece of my Frugal Girl emergency kit is a tiny stash, a very tiny stash of simple generic gifts tucked away for those moments when something unexpected pops up. I'm talking about the last minute, I need something small, or a little grandchild needs a little something moment that tend to derail the budget when things already feel tight. Having even one or two small items tucked inside removes the stress of needing to buy something right away and replacing it with a feeling of, I've already prepared for this. It's funny how something so small can completely change the pressure you feel in that very moment. A spreadsheet of our favorite meals. This was a suggestion from a viewer and I loved it so much I created one for our family too. It was the best idea. I created it little by little as I thought about the things my family likes to eat. This is my go-to when I get stuck and just don't want to try something new. There's a lot of pasta on this list because it's a fan favorite around here. Now, I'm not a huge fan of pasta myself, but I can eat my homemade frozen meatballs and be completely happy about it. And the reason this belongs in my emergency kit is simple. When money is tight, decision fatigue is real, and having a list of meals we already know we love keeps me out of the drive-thru and the delivery and away from something like, I'll just grab something quick spending. The micro comfort object. One of my favorite parts of my Frugal Girl emergency kit is what I call my micro comfort object. And listen, this is not deep or fancy or aesthetic. This is simply one small thing I already own that instantly brings my nervous system down a notch when money feels tight. For me, it's often my favorite mug and a cup of tea, or that ridiculously soft blanket I've had forever. For someone else, it might be a candle they love or a cozy sweater they pull out every winter. Tight seasons are stressful, and when we're stressed, we tend to self-soothe by spending. That's when we end up wandering through Target or clicking around Amazon because we're looking for comfort, not really anything we need. So instead, I reach for this one familiar object that tells my brain, you're okay, we're safe, we don't need to buy anything to feel better. I know it sounds simple, but having a physical comfort cue that doesn't involve money is honestly one of the most powerful tools I rely on during tight months. The scrap meal container. Another unique piece of my emergency kit is something I call the scrap meal container or the soup pot. This is literally just one container in my freezer where all the tiny leftover bits of meals go. The spoonful of rice nobody ate, the handful of shredded chicken, a few vegetables from last night's dinner, the last bit of pasta sauce in the jar, and all those scraps that normally get tossed, they go into this container in the freezer instead. Then, at the end of the week, those scraps become a whole new meal. Soup, fried rice, a skillet dish, even a casserole if I'm feeling wild. It's like the most frugal magic trick of all times. Tight months become so much easier when you can stretch what you already have instead of feeling like you need to shop again. And honestly, there's something strangely satisfying about seeing how many meals that you can resurrect from what you would have thrown away otherwise. My mom is so proud. The digital pieces of my kit that keep me grounded. How about the ghost cart strategy? One of my go-to digital habits during tight months is something I lovingly call a ghost cart strategy. Here's how it works. When I get the urge to shop, usually late at night when I'm tired or emotional or just scrolling, I let myself browse. I let myself add things to my cart. And then I close the tab. That's it. I get the same little dopamine hit of choosing the items, the same feeling of treating myself without actually spending a dime. And here's the best part. By the next day, I almost never want the thing anymore. Seeing the total in the cart gives me clarity too. It reminds me how fast those little wants add up. The ghost cart strategy lets me experience the fun part of shopping without the financial consequence. It's not deprivation. It's a delay tactic that gives my rational brain time to catch up. The private interest buy later board. Another digital tool I rely on is something I've used for years, my private Pinterest board called Buy Later. Every time I see something cute or tempting online, especially during a tight season, I don't add it to the cart at all. I pin it. It gives me the same emotional satisfaction of saying, ooh, I like this, but without committing to anything. And 9 times out of 10, when I go back for that board a week later, I'm like, why did I even want that? Sometimes the style doesn't appeal anymore. Sometimes I find something I already own that does the same job. And sometimes I just realize it was boredom impulse. But occasionally something does hold up and then I know it's a thoughtful, intentional purchase and I might just buy it. Tight month Sarah uses this board constantly because it lets me honor the part of myself that likes pretty things without letting that part run my bank account. It's a gentle, smart, fun buffer between want and purchase. Those tools help me control the emotional side of spending, but this next part helps me control the practical side, the actual numbers. My quick budget triage routine. Now let's talk about the digital side of the kit because this is where some of the most important work happens. One of the most powerful things I've created over the years is what I can call a quick budget triage routine. It's nothing fancy, no spreadsheets, no charts, no color coding. It's a simple mental flow I walk through whenever the budget tightens. Now, I already know which expenses are non-negotiable. I already know which ones I can pause. I already know where I can trim without harming our life. And because I've gone through this routine so many times before, I'm not scrambling when things get tight. I'm not making decisions from stress. I'm following a pattern I trust. Anyone can create their own version of this. You don't need a printable. You just need to understand your own bills and your own financial rhythms well enough to know where your levels are. The sites and apps I check first. Another digital piece of my emergency kit is a quick sweep through the handful of apps and websites that help me find fast savings. This takes maybe like 2 minutes. I check my grocery rewards balance. I look at my Rakuten dashboard. I check my Amazon subscribe and save to see what I can cancel or delay. I skim my auto payments to make sure nothing slipped through that I forgot about. None of these things are dramatic on their own, but together they add up. They give me back a sense of control. They remind me that I'm not powerless in their tight season, and even when it feels that way. Now, my free alternatives list, I also keep a tiny list in the Notes app on my phone of free or almost free things my husband and I can do when we're trying to avoid spending. When you're bored, stressed, or overwhelmed, it's so easy to justify little purchases, but having a free alternative ready to go removes that temptation. This isn't a curated, beautifully written list. It's scrappy, it's personal, but it works. And again, it's something viewers can create in 5 minutes on their own phones. Now, I use it every time I catch myself wanting to spend out of boredom, loneliness, or I deserve this energy. Tight months feel a lot less tight when you already have a menu of options that don't cost anything. So that's my Frugal Girl emergency kit. Not something you buy, but a set of habits, tools, and a go-to moves that help me stay grounded when life gets financially loud. You don't need every piece of it, and yours won't look exactly like mine. What matters is having something that you can reach for when the budget gets tight, so you're responding from calm instead of panic. Frugality isn't about restriction, it's about feeling steady and capable even when the season is a little bit wobbly. And if you build your own version of this kit, I promise those hard moments will feel a whole lot less overwhelming. I'd love to hear from you. What would you put on or in your Frugal Girl emergency kit? Share in the comments because we can all learn from each other. And if this video spoke to you, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and watch this video next.